HHS Secretary RFK Jr. cleaning house at the CDC's vaccine panel, naming a whole new group. He says that it was plagued by conflicts of interest, posting about the new members on X, quote, all of these individuals are committed to evidence-based medicine, gold standard science, and common sense. The Wall Street Journal reporting the new members include some, quote, COVID shot skeptics. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. joins me now here in Washington. Secretary, great to have you with us. Thank you very
thanks
much
for having me back.
for joining us. We're going to put up the pictures of the individuals that you have named, and of course, you hear some pushback out there to some of these names. Bill Cassidy, Senator Bill Cassidy, suggested that you had promised him that you wouldn't make changes to ACIP, which is the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. And then he posted this. Of course, now the fear is that ACIP will be filled with people who know nothing about vaccines except suspicion. I've spoken with Secretary Kennedy, and I'll continue to talk with him to ensure this is not the case. Your thoughts on that, sir?
Well, you know, this change, Martha, has been a long time coming. In 2002, the Government Oversight Committee held hearings about ACIP that lasted almost a year, and they issued a scathing report about the institutionalized conflicts of interest and corruption. One of the examples they gave was that 4 out of the 5 members who voted to recommend the rotavirus vaccine to this schedule had a direct financial interest in that vaccine. One of those individuals voted to add it to the schedule, and then he subsequently sold his vaccine. He owned and developed a guy called Dr. Paul Offit, sold his patent on the vaccine for $186 million. So he said he won the lottery because of his vote. That panel found that 97% of the people on the committee had conflicts of interest. This is a committee that we've gone up from 11 vaccines in 1986. Today, children get between 69 and 92 vaccines before they're 18. Not one of those vaccines is ever...
It's really high. Those are not all mandatory.
Those are all mandatory. And the reason they're 69 to 92 is some of the brands require 3 doses, some of them require 4. But none of them have been safety tested, except for the COVID vaccine. The only vaccine on this schedule that has gone through placebo-controlled trials prior to licensure was the COVID vaccine. So nobody has any idea what the risk profiles are on these products. And we don't know whether they have anything to do with the epidemic of chronic disease. Almost all the chronic disease, these are products that are designed to deregulate your immune system, to change your immune system for life. And we are now having an epidemic of immune dysregulation in our country, and we don't have an idea, but we have to investigate to see whether that has anything to do with it. It's one of the potential
they're going to meet the new panel is going to meet on June 25th, and you've seen Ashish Shah and a lot of these officials coming out. They're blasting your editorial. They're saying that this is going to be dangerous. Do you expect there's going to be a change in recommendations? And how soon is that going to happen in terms of kids going to school in September or the year after? Are they going to have different rules or not have to get vaccines?
ACIP makes those decisions, and these are experts. I mean, Martin Kulldorff is on that committee. He's regarded as the greatest living epidemiologist. He came out of Harvard. We have the top doctors in America, top scientists in America.
The pushback on him is that he served as an expert witness in a Merck trial. Will anyone on this panel be allowed to do that going forward?
On the trial, we're not going to allow anybody with conflicts of interest on that. I think, and you had posted the criticism of my choice by Senator Cassidy, and a claim that I had promised Senator Cassidy not to change the vaccine panels. That's not true. What I told Senator Cassidy is that I would allow him to put one of his candidates on, which we're going to do.
I know that you feel strongly about the big, beautiful bill. Tell us what the impact is on HHS for you.
Well, it's going to help us do what we need to do with healthcare in this country, which is to improve the quality of our healthcare and lower the cost and give Americans more choice. One of the things that it does, it allows health savings accounts, which are very popular with the American people, so that you can put pre-tax money aside to pay for certain things that are relevant to healthcare. For example, gym memberships will be paid for. For $75 a month, under this bill, you'll be able to get a concierge doctor who is available 24 hours a day, every day of the week, every day of the year. And you'll be able, and you won't get a bill for it. You won't have to file insurance claims. It's just like old style healthcare, but it's for $75 a month. We're also going to allow the creation of on-site medical centers by employers at factories, at workplaces where workers can get treated for free. So somebody won't have to leave work for 4 or 5 hours to get a medical checkup. They'll be able to do that on site. There are many, many other really great things in this bill that
very
we need to get
interesting.
it passed.
I look forward to hearing more. You're going to have to find incentives for a lot of people to become doctors to get them to be at all of these companies. But we'll talk about that next time. Do you want to comment at all on the release from the CIA of, I believe it's 45 new documents with regard to the assassination of your father, Robert F. Kennedy?
No, I mean, I'm grateful for President Trump for having absolute transparency, for releasing everything that they've had in their possession for year after year after year. One of the interesting things, Martha, that I didn't know is that my father, during his trip to the Soviet Union in 1955, when he was a Senate aide, that he had been reporting back to the CIA. My mother was on that trip. She joined him in St. Petersburg, and she actually was working for the CIA at that time, and she was wearing a carnation in her lapel that was attached to a little bubble where she could take pictures. And for some reason, the CIA wanted to know what artwork they had in St. Petersburg. The Russians, when they beat Germany, the Germans had confiscated all this artwork from some of the Jewish families.
They were trying to track it down.
And the Russians had then brought those back to St. Petersburg, and they were interested in that. So I don't think it was anything of grave national security interest, but it was, it's an interesting fact that I didn't know about my dad.
We'll see what else it is revealed. These documents just are coming to light in the last hour or so. Secretary Kennedy, always good to see you. Thank you very much.
You too, always, Martha.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.